Hi guys, and welcome to my Foxy channel. So today I'm doing kind of a little vlog about, well, I guess my nutrition. So first off, little disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not in any sort, I'm not a dietitian. I am not a sports therapist or any of these things. These things that I'm saying and the things that I talk about are usually things that I know based off of my experience or the little bit of school I've had as this far. So just wanted to put that out there first and foremost. So today I wanted to do something different. I realize like every time I talk to you guys, it's usually on a walk in the morning and just out there getting our steps in. And today I decided that I would kind of go over, I guess, what I personally am doing and what other people could do or what potentially do to lose weight or gain muscle, so on and so forth. So to gain muscle, you don't have to be a bodybuilder, first off. You don't. I know people that are gaining muscle simply by incorporating a little bit of weights in their cardio workouts, and they've toned up their arms, and that's all they've done. I know people that have really skinny legs and they have just incorporated squats or RDLs into their routine, and they're not even using anything besides a resistance band. And you can get different kinds of resistance bands almost anywhere now. And yes, you can go on Amazon. They're very cheap. You can go, I've noticed that you can go to like CVS. I've noticed that places like Walgreens and CVS have little bits of gym equipment. I personally have found some really cool Gaiam brand equipment items for my little home gym, and it's been fantastic. So, I, however, am implementing and have taken on over the last 3 years bodybuilding. I started off doing nothing but aerobics and yoga. I did those for 20 plus years and just decided I wanted to try something a little different. Didn't want to keep with the same old, same old. My hair is falling down, guys. Do you see that? It just it doesn't cooperate no matter what I do, does it? And now we're going to have a dog interruption. So what I wanted to go over with you was that, gosh, I'm all over the place. I should have taken notes, huh? Everybody say hi to Mallory, because Mallory's going to say hi to you and me, because that's what she does. So, diets. Do you have to be on a diet to lose weight? No, and I don't like the word diet. I think people use the word diet because that's what we've all been trained to do and to think and to use. So diet in general just means what you're eating, and it's up to you what you're putting into your body. So if you're out there eating processed foods every day, every meal, yeah, you're probably going to gain weight, or you're just not going to feel good, or all the above, right? If you're eating healthier and you're not eating those processed foods and you're eating whole foods and nutrients, you're naturally going to have more energy and you will lose weight. Now, some people freak out. Like, I know that at the beginning for me, when I started doing the flip-flopping, I was like, oh, I gotta diet. I gotta cut all these foods out of my world, and I gotta do this and that and starve myself, essentially, because that's basically what everybody's telling you to do, and that is not what you do. Starving yourself is probably the worst thing you could do. Not eating is the worst thing you could do. You can gain more weight, actually, let alone other issues. So here's the thing. If you're exercising, even just 5 days a week, and you're going out and let's just say that you get your 10,000 steps in 5 days a week. As long as you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can have a couple snacks, as long as you're eating below whatever you're burning in a day, you're going to lose weight. It's that simple. And that is your deficit, right? Your calorie deficit if you're eating below. So your deficit is what you're burning. It's whatever calories. So I recommend getting a app, something that you can help track your macros as well as your calories, or your calories burned. So for me, I'm a member of Fitbit. So if you have a Fit watch, you probably have an option to get the Fitbit. I highly recommend it. It's like $100 a year. You get everything you need. I mean, it's fantastic. None of these things I'm talking about today are sponsored either. These are just my own experiences once again. I know people that have Apple Watches. I know people that have the Samsung trackers. I know people that just get the little generic ones that you can find everywhere. Some of them work better than others. I've been told that like the Apple Watches aren't as good as the Fitbits, but you also have certain models that work better. So again, it's all like touch and go. I recommend researching things, and you'll find what you like, because there are going to be certain features that some people prefer over others. But yeah, with my Fitbit, I pay for the app, and I have this really cool little chart. I'll have to do a video one of these days of what it actually looks like. But I have a chart. You go on there, and I log my food every day. I log my water. I'm honest. Even if I eat something that's high in fats, I'm putting that shit in. Don't lie. Put everything in. Your watch, your Fitbit, will track everything. Let's see. It'll track everything that you do. So mine says like today, and it's like I've already burnt this many calories. Can you guys see that? It's so blurry. Sorry, it's kind of an awkward position. It tells me my water, although my water and everything that's on here is not correct. It all needs to be updated. Yeah, it even tells you your sleep. I didn't get tons of sleep last night. Not like 8 hours like I would have liked. But anyways, it goes through all of it. It tells me my exercises I've done today. And I do this for my phone. And then it shows up on my watch. You can link things. Like I have my Spotify linked to my watch. So I can just go hop in my gym. And I can just put my earbuds in and play them off my watch. Boom. So I really do recommend getting a tracker. There are free trackers out there. Phones can track your steps to a certain extent. They're not accurate. You're better off getting a tracker watch. They're going to be more accurate. Now, if you want to be exact to a T, or if you want to get as close as possible, if you're doing like a trek, like you're actually trekking your steps, I recommend wearing it on your ankle. Especially if you're going out for like a walk. I usually wear mine on my wrist because I know roughly what mine's off. But if you really want to see what the accuracy is, wear it on your ankle. And then, like, after that, put it back on your wrist, and you'll kind of know the differential, like, what the difference is. If you do that same walk, and you know that those steps are the same, and, it's an easy calculation. But I highly recommend it. It helps you. Your macros are the most important thing for you to track next to your calories, of course. So you look at your calories, and then you want to make sure you're tracking those macros. Because if you overeat, you're not going to lose weight. As a matter of fact, you can gain weight fairly easily. Your macros are your fat, your carbs, and your proteins. Those are the three most essential things for us to be making sure we get enough of. So I like to be in the 20 percentile with my fats, but I like to be just above my proteins, or just above my proteins with my carbs. I like to overeat my carbs just a little more. So I try to hit as close to 190 grams of protein a day, me personally. If I can get 200, that's fantastic, but I shoot for 190. And then my carbs are just over whatever. I get like around 200, maybe more, as far as my carbs. And my percentiles are pretty high on both of those. And my fats stay pretty low. The reason you still need fat is because you need to be able to digest things, and you need to be able to poop things out. And if you just have tons and tons of proteins in your diet with a little bit of carbs, and you're like cutting because you don't want those carbs, because the carbs are going to make you gain weight or feel bloaty or whatever. If you're, doing that, I get it. but you still need a little bit of fat, because those proteins can block you up. I'm not going to lie. And you also have to have fiber. Lots of fiber, people. Make sure you keep your fiber in check. I don't know. I've never had issues, but again, the studies, you want to make sure you're getting plenty of fiber if you're taking in that protein. And then as far as my diet and what I'm actually doing myself and what I'm eating, again, diet being what you eat, I'm on a deficit. And I've been on a deficit for around 2 years, I want to say. The first year, I was on a cut. So a cut, what is a cut? Well, a cut is when you feel like you're starving. A cut is, I was burning like, 25 to 3,000 calories a day, but I wasn't allowing myself to eat more than 2,000 calories because I was trying to lose weight. And I lost 50 pounds very, very quickly on that cut. But I was very careful, and I took a year to lose that 50 pounds. I didn't panic. I took my time, and I lost it fairly quickly, but I think it was because of the exercise. I was doing a lot of cardio. I was only doing weightlifting like once or twice a week. And my weightlifting has never gotten out of hand. I've never done more than like maybe a 2-hour weightlifting session. And back when I was doing the cut, I don't think I ever hit close to that. I think it was maybe an hour, half hour, 45 minutes of weightlifting. And I actually would do workouts that I found on YouTube, or workouts that friends would take me to, so on and so forth. So if I went to like a class, it was only like a half hour or so. If I was doing it on YouTube, it was anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. There was a few people that I found on YouTube that were very helpful in my weightlifting journey. I'm not going to say her last name right, but Caroline, I think it's Gervine, I could be wrong. You should look her up. I know that she now has her own app and a Facebook channel. Back when I was following her, she was fairly new on YouTube, and now she's not on there. Her old videos are, but I don't think she herself has posted anything for a while. So, but they're fantastic, and I highly, highly recommend her, especially if you're just baby stepping it into bodybuilding, or if you just want to implement that little bit of weightlifting into your life to gain some muscles, to make yourself stronger, help strengthen your body. She's really amazing. So I would check her out. And after I had lost that first bulk amount of weight, I had already worked off like over the years, like 150 pounds. So at that point it was like 200 down. So now I'm at just under 100 or 200 pounds. I'm at 199 right now. And it's frustrating, and it can be very frustrating, but you kind of, I'm going from that 205 pounds to 195, back to 201 to 197 and I'm doing it constantly. And right now, I've actually been consistently losing like a pound here and there. I haven't bounced back up really. And when I do bounce back up, I know what I've done. Sometimes it's just overeating sodium. Sometimes I have too much salt. And I've had a struggle trying to figure out my balance with that. I think everyone's different with it. But it is important to have salt in your diet, as salt is it's an electrolyte. It's your electrolytes. And if you sweat, you need to have those electrolytes. So please, if you're sweating every day, or if you're out exercising, you're sweating, drink an electrolyte. You can find them everywhere nowadays. You can find little single packets. You throw in one of those little 16-ounce water bottles, or your shaker bottle, whatever you want. Boom, you got your electrolytes. I've seen people that just carry little salt packets with them. I don't really recommend that. I definitely think the electrolytes are better. You slow your pace. It rehydrates you at the same time with the extra liquid. So yeah, a deficit. That is what I'm on now. What's a deficit? Well, I'm sorry guys, wrong. The deficit is when you're just staying below. It's your calorie intake versus what you're eating. So we already went through that. I'm going through a body recomp. A body recomp is kind of a cut with a little bit of the bulk. So I am bulking, and I'm still under my deficit. I'm still cutting. So even though I'm burning quite a few calories every day, I'm staying quite a few calories below what I've burned just so that I can lose that weight. And I'm right now I'm losing around about a pound a week, depending on how steady I stay with it. But that's where I've been, a pound a week. And I'm slowly dropping. I came back from vacation and I had gained like 15 pounds, but I had not weighed myself in a few months. So I had gained 15 pounds. I chose not to panic and told myself, wait a month. I've then since stayed on my Recomp, and I still have that deficit, right? That cut, that little bit of so I'm burning 3,000 plus calories, 2,700 calories a day. And I'm probably taking in around 2,000 to 2,200 calories a day, maybe a little bit more than that. And I still eat more than I think I ever have, even though it sounds crazy. You're like, oh, but you're eating so much less than what you're burning. Well, that's only because I'm trying to still lose weight, but I'm still trying to bulk. So it just depends on what I'm burning. If I only burn like 2,400 calories that day, then I'll still probably eat close to 2,000 calories, maybe even 2,100, and only have like 200 calories below, which is that deficit, below what I've actually burned for the day. And so overall, though, I would say I'm losing about a pound a week. Because since I've been back, which has only been a month, I have lost that 15 pounds. I've actually lost 16 pounds. But I am losing a pound a week. I think just getting back into my routine and working out has helped. I lost a little extra, you know. And again, it's been a little over a month, so since I started being being good and back on my eating habits, my eating routines. Because when I was on vacation, I splurged a little bit. You know, I had, iced coffees and things like that. So that's added fats and stuff. Sorry, it was like a little hair floating. So a deficit, again, is you finding that calories, whatever you're burning that day, and you doing just a little below to lose that stuff, your calorie deficit, right? You got to find that calorie deficit so you can lose that weight. So you just got to find that. And then the body recomp is you still cutting enough calories to lose weight, but you're still busting your ass and working your ass off and eating the carbs and the proteins and doing the massive workouts to bulk. And then again, going backwards to cutting. Cutting is a more extravagant way of losing weight. Cutting, it's more extreme. You're going to cut a lot more. Your calorie deficit is going to be a lot less. And then there's bulking. Bulking, you actually might eat over your calorie deficit. You might only burn 2,700 calories, but you're going to eat 3,000. As long as you're still working out, bench pressing, lifting those weights, you're going to bulk up. Your body will bulk up. So are you going to look fat? You could. It depends on your body structure. You could just gain fat. You might not gain a lot of muscle. Everybody's body is different. So you got to be patient with yourself and find out what your body likes and doesn't like. And it can take time. It took me a couple years before I started to realize what was right and what was wrong for my body. And I'm still learning. And my body's still changing because I am aging. So, and with women, I don't know if it's the same with men, but with women, especially when we go through menopause, we gain weight. We can gain a lot of weight, and it's hard to keep it off. So you can look in the mirror and go, oh my gosh, I've been exercising every day this week. I'm eating, but I'm not overeating. I'm definitely eating under what I'm burning. Why am I gaining weight? Well, go and get your hormones checked out. It could be something like menopausal for you. If you're a guy, aging does so many weird things to our bodies. I mean, I can't speak for a man because obviously I'm not one, so I don't know the anatomy as well and like the internal functions. I wouldn't imagine it would be much different other than our hormones are quite a bit different, right? But I would imagine that your testosterone could be off, so I would recommend getting that checked. There's things that could just be out of whack, and that's as simple as that. And the doctor can figure that out for you. sometimes herbs and minerals, or sometimes even just rest and getting proper sleep can help you regulate all of that. So yeah, cutting you're cutting your calories way below your calorie deficit. You're, you know, way below. We're gonna use this as an example. We're gonna say you're at 3,000 calorie burn for the day, and you're eating like 1,700, maybe 1,800 calories. If you're like me and you're doing body recomp, 3,000 calories, you could eat 2,500 calories, 2,600 calories, and you can still lose that weight. If you're bulking, 3,000 calories, you could eat 3,500 calories. And as long as you're still working out, keep this in mind, guys. You're keeping active 5 days a week. Do I think that bodybuilding is important? I do. I think that I even grew up in a family that actually discounted what bodybuilding was, and I was taught that it was just showboat. You know, it was about people like being cocky and wanting to look at themselves in the mirror and just making an excuse for everybody to give them that attention. And since then, and as an adult and someone that's now in bodybuilding, I have learned that that's just not simply the case. Bodybuilding is actually really beautiful. I feel like bodybuilding is a art, and it shows the different structures and artistic nature of the human body, male and female, and I just think it's beautiful. And what a better way to learn about your body than to find out what muscles look like on you. And everyone's muscles are different. They lay out different. They sit different. I've met people that you would swear are on steroids because of the definition they have, and they've never touched them in their lives. So for some people, I think bodybuilding is just, they were born to do it. And some people, it's just going to take more work, right? And just because you're bodybuilding doesn't mean you're going to be huge. Again, everyone's body's different. So for me, and I think it's actually, from what I understand, women in general, we have large legs. I have humongous quads. My quads were the first things that had muscle, that popped. And then when that started to happen, I actually at first pulled back from doing my quad workouts quite as often because I didn't want to just have these massive quads and everything else is still fat. And I have a lot of excess skin, especially on my left arm. It just sits. It's gross. It's not pretty. The batwing arms, whatever. But you can see that I have definition. You can see that I am building muscle. Anyone that sees me in person, everyone sees it differently. When you're on a camera, it looks different. When you're in person, you see everything as it is, right? So you see more of that skin sag and see more of that loose whatever. But my ultimate goal is to lose the rest of the fat, which I'm almost there. I'm almost where I need to be. And then I'm going to start bulking up. So my bulk isn't going to be quite as extreme because I'm not a competitor. I'm not a bodybuilding competitor. I don't like being judged. So I personally probably won't ever do a show. I don't know. Maybe one day I will. But for now, I'm not interested in that. I'm too self-conscious, I think. But I do want to encourage people to take care of their bodies and understand that there are different ways to take care of yourself. And cardio is really good for your heart. I recommend doing cardio. Cardio is one of those things, from what I understand, that if you do it at least 3 times a week, and I think it's getting that 10,000 steps in, you can change like so much in your life. I've known people that are no longer diabetic. So many people, because they just simply got up and exercised a few times a week. And it changes your diet too. And changing your diet is also a key point of taking care of who you are and bettering yourself and making yourself feel better. I mean, you're simply going to just look and feel better if you eat better and exercise. It's just the way it is. And our bodies are designed to move. So if you're not moving, you're going to be sad. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to go through waves. I mean, your body's just not going to do good. It's important to get exercise. and eat proper food. I think that was pretty much all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I was trying to go over more subjects, but I don't want to trail off a lot. So I stuck with the deficit and the cutting, recomp, and bulking, just to kind of go over those things. Because they all kind of go hand in hand, so you have to kind of talk about all of it. Yeah, so I think that's it. Do I take supplements real quick? Yes, I take a world of supplements. I really do. Most of them in the morning. The only thing I take at night is a magnesium glycinate, and it's just to help me sleep. It really does help. I can't grab it. I take a collagen from Youthology that I get at Costco, but it's got biotin in it, and also it has a lot of aminos. I think it's got all the essential aminos plus some. But I take that, and there's you have to take 6 of those pills, the capsules for a serving. It was insane. So I take 6 of those every morning. Sorry, I was just spitting. I take niacinamide. I take 1 of these a day. Guys, I can't tell you the people that I know that suffer from cystic acne and different forms of acne-prone problems. And I got them to taking this. The cystic acne is gone. I don't even know if this is just a miracle pill, but I'm telling you, 5 people now, I have recommended taking this, and every single one of them, they're like, how in the heck is this clearing up my acne? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But I got my hubby taking this because he has cystic acne, and he was the first person, and then a kiddo, and then 3 other people. So, niacinamide is amazing. This is my multivitamin. It's Alive, the super antioxidants. It's almost out. And then I actually I normally take this one. But it's been summertime and I've been out in the sun. And so I don't really feel like the D I do spend a lot of time in the sun. So I don't think the D is as important. I have a little bit in my multivitamin. So I've just been implementing the K2 by itself. Yeah, and it's been great. I've been pulling back on the L-lysine because I do take this normally, but my collagen that I'm currently taking also has a little of this in it, so I haven't been taking it as often. I take it twice a week now, 3 times a week, just to kind of keep it in there. This is my glucosamine, and I actually started taking this one with the cronidine. I was taking the one with the MSM and all the other stuff from Costco, but they had a liquid that was a joint move or something, and I can't remember if it's Nature's Way or who makes it, but that stuff got into my joints faster, and it worked better than the capsule. And then I couldn't find the liquid all of a sudden, so I broke down and bought this because I had found that the cronidine was so good for collagen, and I have problems with my knees, and at the end, I was still taking the liquid with this. When I was mixing them, it was the perfect combo. I took the liquid, a full dose of the liquid every day, and I was just taking 1 of these with it. And it was amazing. And I wasn't getting the creaking in my knees. I loved it. Anyways, that's really amazing. I take that. And then I also take CoQ10, although this is not what I currently take. This is my backup one. But I do CoQ10. And then I also do fish oil. And I take, again, it's Costco, and I'm telling you, it's all those omegas, guys. Do you see all those omegas? And then I also take a calcium supplement. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But you know what? I feel good, and my hair is silky because of it. And my skin's people don't guess my age. People never guess my age. They always think I'm in my 30s. And I love it. I love it. And I honestly think biotin, collagen, and the niacinamide, I think they're the things that are keeping me looking the way I am and my hair feeling good and silky. Although I am definitely gray, and I will no longer be doing treatments to my hair because I still am trying to grow out all the broken ends from the last beautiful hair. Things not to recommend. Don't bleach your hair. Anyways, I don't know if this video is going to help any of you. I'm hoping it was good tips. The supplements that I'm recommending are not things that you have to take necessarily. Again, go to your doctors, nutritionist, whatever, and have them help you. Everyone's different. I have joint problems. I've had bad knees since I was in my late 20s because I've always ran or walked everywhere, rode my bike. I cannot speak. Yeah, spin classes, and now I'm weightlifting, so it's added to my knees and joints, and of course age doesn't help. So I am on these different supplements for different reasons, personally. But yeah, I do recommend a lot of them, so check them out. Talk to your doctors, nutritionists. I'm thinking about doing a mini series. This is the last thing before I let you guys go. I can't decide if I want to do a mini series based off of maybe like a food thing, like the best foods to eat, how to eat, when to eat, or if I want to do a vlog on the different kinds of exercises, whether it be bodybuilding or cardio or just whatever. There's just so many things that we could go over. Like, there's so many questions that people have had. So, I don't know. Leave a message if you guys watch this. If you have made it this far, like, subscribe. Thank you for being a part of my Foxy channel. I hope that the videos continue to get better and more interesting. And, yeah, I'll be back with another one. And hopefully by then we'll figure out what we want to do with that mini series. But I do want to stay focused and try to change things up here and there. So my next video coming should either be my Wednesday workout, which I think is all I have left as far as my workouts to share with you guys for now. So I think that'll probably be my next video. Maybe some shorts in between. But yeah. Until then, you guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of your bodies. Take care of your mind and your heart. Okay, I'm getting hokey. I love you guys. Again, thank you for being a part of my Foxy channel. Stay beautiful. Love ya.